Now we want to talk about the differences between wood and laminate. Some people call it laminate, some people call it wood laminate, all the same. Again, you really need to look at the cross section, a cut piece of the product, to really be able to tell the difference. Because if you looked at laminates against hardwoods and you just looked at the top, you might not necessarily know the difference or be able to tell which one's the laminate, which one's the solid hardwood. The technology behind manufacturing of laminate products has gotten so good in the last few years that there are laminate products on the market today that really look like real wood when they're installed in your home. You'll never be able to tell the difference. But again, looking at that cross member, that cross section, and I'm going to put all three pieces together here so you can really see. 3/4 inch solid hardwood, one piece from top to bottom. Engineered hardwood, layered product, different layers from top to bottom where that real wood is the top layer. And then the laminate. The guts of laminate, the middle part of laminate, is what's called a high density fiber board, okay? Now, this is one of the great properties of laminate because laminate is actually an environmentally friendly product. There's no wood harvested in the manufacturing process of laminate flooring. The high density fiberboard is actually a bunch of recycled wood byproducts. They've been pressed together to form this high density fiberboard. That's the core of laminate, okay? Of any of our laminate products. On top of the high density fiberboard, as you can see on our diagram here, they lay a photograph. Now, whether that photograph is of real wood, we have tile look laminates, so whether that photograph is a photograph of tile, that is what goes on top of the high density fiberboard. The fiberboard, then a photograph, then it's coated in many layers to give it extreme scratch resistance, to give it the high gloss look, to give it the hand scrape textured finish. That is what makes up laminate. And that is truly the difference between the solid hardwood, the engineered hardwood, and now a laminate. The great benefit of laminate, and the reason laminate was invented 20 or so years ago, people wanted the look of wood or the look of tile, but they wanted something durable. They wanted to be able to live on their floor. Even with that high gloss finish, that high shine, there is still no scratch on the board. Extreme durability, extreme scratch resistance is why laminate was invented. It's just the fact that is why we have laminate floors. You can't take a key to an engineered hardwood or a solid hardwood without scratching it. Laminate is extremely durable. It is extremely good for families with children and with pets. You can live on this product and not worry. That is the benefit of laminate. By the way, also happens to be less expensive most of the time. So you've got the cost advantage and you've got the durability. Our products are extremely scratch resistant. Our products are extremely friendly to kids and pets. That is the difference. Now you can have, in a laminate product, you can have all the exotic species you could ever dream of. You could have all kinds of tiger woods and exotic oaks and hickories, and not one tree was harvested. We have all kinds of laminate, hundreds of laminate products that represent multitudes of species of woods, different tile looks, where the environment was not harmed in any way. The way this is created, there's no glue in the process, there's no VOCs in the manufacturing process. It's simply heat and pressure, lamination, again, where the name comes from. It's a laminated product. That's it. The other great green recyclable type feature to laminate flooring is if you move, now, a lot of people don't do this, but you certainly have the option. If you move homes, you can unclick your laminate, take it with you. You can reuse it. Or you can unclick your laminate. Old laminate is recycled. It's broken down and recycled and made to make future high density fiberboards. It's an extremely green story. It's a great green story. It's one of the benefits of laminate flooring. A great, great product. Most homes in the United States today, anywhere upwards of $250,000, $300,000 sale price on a home. Most buyers expect to see laminate on the floor. They aren't offended by laminate. Laminate has gotten so good in the last few years that you can't tell the difference between a quality laminate floor and an engineered or solid hardwood just by looking at the top of the product, seeing it installed in the home. It's a great product. It offers a great value for the consumer. And hey, it still looks good, so you can't complain. If you have any other specific questions on differences between solid hardwood, engineered hardwood, and laminate, please feel free to give our customer service reps a call. We're standing by to answer your questions. We're always happy to help and answer any questions you may have. Thank you.